Apple's iPad and iPad Professional fashions push cell working and leisure to the bounds without having to get out your laptop computer. However, are you benefiting from your new pill? Right here we take a look at a few of the methods you possibly can maximize your workflow on the go or simply take pleasure in your iPad Extra across the house. These are the perfect iPad ideas and tips that will help you grasp your Apple pill and the iPadOS software program. Apple iPad Gestures Ideas: how one can entry the app switcher, swipe up from the underside your iPad display and maintain swiping upwards to entry the app switcher. From right here, you possibly can swap between the apps you might have open. How one can entry the Management Center: swipe down from the battery icon on the high proper of your iPad display to entry Management Center. Urgent and holding icons throughout the Management Center may even provide extra choices and settings. You possibly can customize controls by opening Settings, Management Center, Customize Controls. How one can see your notifications: to see your newest notifications in iPadOS, swipe down from the highest left of the display and your notifications will seem within the center of your iPad show. How one can search on iPad: swipe down from the house web page in your iPad to entry the search bar. This may even carry up Siri options. In case you have a sensible keyboard linked to your iPad, you possibly can press CMD plus spacebar to carry up the search bar on iPad. How one can shortly swap between apps in case you are utilizing the iPad Professional 2018 fashions: you possibly can swap between apps by swiping up on the lengthy white bar on the backside of the iPad Professional's display, similar to you possibly can on the button-less iPhone fashions. For different iPad fashions, double force it the Contact ID house button. How one can shut home windows and apps on iPad: to shut home windows on iPad, launch the app switcher, see above, greater than, swipe up on the app or window you wish to shut. How one can get again to the house display: to return to the iPad's house display, swipe up from the underside of the display shortly if you're utilizing an iPad Professional, or hit the Contact ID house button for different iPads. How one can get up your iPad in case you have an iPad Professional 2018 mannequin: you possibly can force it wherever on the display to wake your iPad. In case you have one other iPad, press the Contact ID house button. How to return on iPad in the event you're studying a doc in iBooks: tapping on the left facet of your iPad's display will take you again to the earlier web page. In the event you're in one other app, like Safari, swiping from left to proper throughout the display of your iPad will take you again to the earlier display. How one can change orientation on iPad: to vary the orientation on iPad, merely flip the iPad horizontal for a panorama orientation, or vertical for a portrait orientation. If you wish to cease your iPad show from rotating whenever you flip it, swipe down from the highest proper nook of the house display to drag up the Management Center, after which force it the icon with the circle and arrow across the lock.